Hey guys, haven't made a video in a long time. This is my new character, the Shadow. It is essentially the same thing as a Scion, at this stage of the game anyway. The build has been slightly reworked. As you see, we go through there. Otherwise, yeah, it is what it is. I'm just gonna do an entire map here. It's a pretty disgusting map. Might take a little while, I don't know. The idea here is to show the gameplay. Just get a feel for the build. I will probably try and get an Atsiri, whatever her name is, video up at some point. Maybe after I level. Pretty confident in the fight, but you know, I would hate to lose 10% at this point. Something that's pretty cool for fractured maps, which you rarely should do, kind of a waste of time, is having a Val detonate dead, this thing here. So for the really large packs, you know, you pop that and it just clears shit. It's pretty amazing. Otherwise, Val detonate dead, you know, it's got no links or anything. I just carry some Val skills for the lols. So they don't do too much in general. So I'll try and keep this video the entire map so you can see everything I come across, problems and otherwise. But, you know, the idea behind the spec is you don't really face roll anything. Like, you do have to dodge stuff. So there is a bit of thinking involved every now and then. But once you get used to it, I mean, the dodging becomes second nature. Something's coming towards you, whirl around. And at the moment I'm using whirling blades. I used to use leap slam. There's no real reason that I'm using whirling blades other than I got it earlier and have stuck with it because I'm lazy. That's all there is to that. I think it's personal preference. You can still use leap slam, perfectly okay. It's very nice for being able to go over the obstacles like ledges and shit, which whirling blades cannot do. Or if you find room in your links, you can have both of them. You can actually, I don't know, mix and match. Up to you. For strongboxes, I personally like to re-roll them a few times until I get something kind of fun. Rarity's not too bad now. So, you know, Rarity, Magic Monsters, they're pretty good maps. Or not maps, mods. They're just a blue box. Look at that. Flasks are a pretty important thing. So just about upon entering any fight I will pop some sort of flask. At this point I've got the amethyst one from Atsiri. That used to be a Quicksilver, but I don't know, I guess I whirl too much for it to really matter to have a Quicksilver anymore, so I figured I'd just replace it with the more deeps. But yeah, at the moment I'm not running acrobatics, so granite helps. Whenever I run in, I expect I'm going to take some melee damage. I probably pop my granite. It's going to get recharged pretty quickly anyway. It's not too much of a waste. Definitely like to have the other two on hand. which is fire and lightning. Lightning especially now, since if you're using a lightning coil, you can reduce even more physical damage by popping that at the same time as your granite. I've found that cold damage just doesn't really do too much. And given that the other two are the ones that are dangerous to you, so lightning, fire, typically what I carry on most of my characters. As well as that, I got a bubbling flask. I don't really feel it's necessary even. It rarely saves my life. But I don't know. It's there for a bit of peace of mind, I guess. As you can see these days, I get spam whispered just about. Someone to reply to every couple of minutes. Unfortunately, it's usually about my spec, and it is usually questions that can be answered via reading my guide. Yeah. Not something, I don't know. Depends on when you catch me, how you catch me. Might answer whatever noob question you have. Or if you got something a bit more in depth, I might even have a full-blown conversation with you. It's just, I don't know, luck of the draw. I'm pretty bipolar as is, so... Might be emo, might hate you, might say, goddamn noobs. Or I might appreciate that you're messaging me and enjoying my spec. So that was a Ellie Reflect. Doesn't really matter too much. At this point in my gear, my life, my DPS, my resists, they don't really... it makes Ellie Reflect not matter too much. Ellie Reflect minus max is a problem. I mean, I can do those maps, but they are pretty slow if I choose to do them, which I rarely do. Because why suffer? I'd rather just do some hard mod map where I can still rush through it for the most part. And in the background we have some sweet State of Trance. Anyone that loves some trance, some dance music, that type of stuff, highly recommend it. And I am, of course, filling some time by talking about nothing. So, yeah, the name of the game is to just not try and get used to face tanking everything. That's one of the problems I've seen. Everyone expects to just, oh, I have this gear or I have this item. I should be able to cop that damage. Well, try not to. I mean, I'm strongly against things like Aegis Aurora, 9k life with legacy combs, that type of stuff. It just makes for a lazy player, and it... I don't know. Reduces your skills, I think. Your reaction times, and... I feel like there was a reflect in there somewhere. Maybe I just got flickered by a lot of spiders. Let's try a detonate dead here. Sweet. Didn't do too much, did a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, it comes in handy here and there. I think it's one of the only revive skills that you can kinda use to effectiveness. without any links or effort. That's the one I keep. Got a few others I'm leveling just in case I swap specs to some other crap. And I accidentally turned off an aura there. So that should be a Whirling Blades as well. So as to never accidentally turn off your auras. Which actually happened during one of my Atsiri attempts. Didn't cost me anything, but pretty noob mistake. I think it was a lightning aura turned off. You know, not supposed to get hit by a Stormcalls anyway, so guess it's not too big a deal. So yeah, since this is minus max map, Early Reflect hurts a bit. But on single player, I mean when you're playing solo, the HP of the monsters isn't too high, so Early Reflect isn't as bad. If you're in a 6-player party, an Early Reflect is going to hurt you a lot more because mobs survive and you keep hitting them with your stuff. So that's how that works. Now, I've been dying for a 6-link, trying to roll one, hasn't happened. But, oh man, faster attacks would just make my life so much smoother right now. And we're at the boss. With minus max monster damage, can't really afford to get hit too much. You have your Ruby Flask, which you can keep up most of the time for when you think you're going to get hit, given that there's skeletons and it'll recharge them. But the idea is to predict when she's going to cast her Firestorm, like that. She won't do it too often in a row, so it'll be like a couple. So then you can shoot, cast, move on. But you never really want to get hit by a Firestorm without your Flask up. Could stun you, could hurt a lot, could put you in a serious situation. Yeah, there's no need to make a build where you take all the damage when you're not supposed to. That's my opinion. And that's largely what Atziri is about. You're not going to be taking that damage that you shouldn't be. You're supposed to dodge it. And while Whirling Blades with this attack speed is really nice for that, many times I just straight up ran out of a Flame Blast or a Stormcall. There's usually enough time. Anyway, that's this map. Hopefully I'll make an Atziri one sometime soon. Probably after I level. Should be the next day maybe. And thanks for watching.